You're sitting still right now, scrolling maybe. Comfortable chair, temperature controlled. You haven't looked over your shoulder in hours. No one is watching you. You are, by every measurable standard, completely safe. You have a roof that nothing can get through, a door with a lock, food that required zero risk to obtain. You didn't have to outrun anything today. Take all of that away. Now you're 1.8 million years ago, somewhere in the East African savanna. You weigh about 110 pounds. You have no claws, no venom, no armor. Your top running speed is roughly 12 miles per hour, which is slower than a house cat at full sprint. The grass around you is 4 feet tall, and you cannot see what's moving through it. Somewhere to your left, based on the smell alone, something large died recently, which means something large killed it, which means it's still nearby, and it's still hungry. You are not the predator in this scene. You are the prey. So how did you get from there to here? From the hunted to the animal that has driven more species to extinction than any asteroid in the last 65 million years? The short answer is, we got smarter. Bigger brains, better tools, fire, language. That's the answer you'd find in any textbook, and it's not wrong. But the long answer would make you feel uncomfortable. Because getting smarter doesn't explain why we're here, and Neanderthals, who had bigger brains than us, aren't. The thing that turned us from prey into the planet's most efficient killing machine is still inside you, running constantly, looking for something to hunt. And you're going to feel it by the end of this video. But first, let's go back to the ancient savanna, because something happened there that changed the trajectory of every living thing on this planet. Not once, 3 times. And the first one, when you actually look at it, shouldn't have worked at all. Every apex predator on Earth uses one of 2 strategies, ambush or sprint. Crocodiles wait motionless for hours. Cheetahs hit 70 miles per hour in 3 seconds. Every efficient killer either uses patience or explosive speed. Early humans used neither. They used persistence hunting, and it is, by any conventional standard, a ridiculous strategy. You find an animal, an antelope, a wildebeest, and you just chase it across miles of open terrain in the midday heat, tracking it when you lose sight, finding it again. The animal can sprint away from you in seconds, but it eventually overheats. Quadrupeds cool themselves by panting, and they can only pant when they're not running. Humans sweat. We can run and thermoregulate at the same time. An anthropologist named Louis Liebenberg documented a Kalahari bushman running a kudu for 4.5 hours across open terrain under a 40-degree sun. Then he walked up to it and made the kill. The persistence hunt didn't win because early humans were fast. It won because they were relentless. The capacity to lock onto a target and pursue it long past the point where every other animal would quit. That was the weapon. But being relentless alone doesn't explain why we're here and Neanderthals aren't. For that, you need the second thing, and this one is darker. Neanderthals had bigger brains than us, slightly larger cranial capacity, more robust build, almost certainly stronger. They had fire, they had tools, they buried their dead. By almost every metric you'd use to predict which species wins, Neanderthals had us beat. They went extinct anyway. The fossil record tells you why. Neanderthal skeletons show injury patterns that look like close-range violence. Broken ribs, crushed vertebrae, healed fractures across the face. They were ambush hunters. They took down woolly rhinoceros and cave bears at close range, one animal at a time. Modern human skeletons from the same period look completely different. Far fewer traumatic injuries. Spear points found at distance from kill sites, which shows animals were brought down from range, not wrestled. But that's just the tool difference. Here's the one that actually matters. Neanderthals clustered into tight family groups, maybe 10 to 15 individuals, almost certainly all related. Modern human sites from the same period show something that shouldn't be possible. Materials sourced from hundreds of kilometers away, animal hides from one region, shells from the coast, flint from an entirely different geographic zone. That's not family, that's trade. That's alliance with strangers. We hunted with people we weren't related to. Sit with that for a second. Almost no other primate forms cooperative bonds outside of their family group. The moment you can do that, your effective group size goes from 15 to 150, then to 1,500, then to nations. Neanderthals couldn't build large communities. We could. That single cognitive leap may be the most important event in human evolution, but it still doesn't explain how we went from hunting together to building everything you see around you right now. For that, you need the third thing, and this one compounds. Most animals that use tools, crows, chimps, otters, rediscover their techniques in each generation. A chimp's son doesn't automatically inherit its mother's nut-cracking knowledge. It learns from scratch. Every generation starts at zero. There's a cave in Israel called Qasim Cave. It shows continuous human occupation across roughly 400,000 years. And in the tool fragments found throughout those layers, you can watch something happen that had never happened anywhere else on Earth. Imagine picking up a blade your great-great-grandmother made, then making it slightly better, then your granddaughter doing the same. That's what's happening in those cave layers. The blades get thinner, the projectiles get more aerodynamic, the fire management gets more efficient. Layer by layer, generation by generation, improvements stacking on top of improvements. No single individual is doing this. The species is doing it. This is what language and ritual and story made possible. A weapon that compounds. Knowledge stored, transmitted, and improved across time. Each generation didn't start from zero. They started from where the last generation stopped. No other species in Earth's history has done this. It is why you are watching this on a device that would look like sorcery to every human who came before the last 100 years. 3 weapons. Relentlessness, coalitions with strangers, knowledge that compounds. That's how prey becomes predator. But here's what nobody talks about. Those 3 things didn't stay in the past. And once you see where they went, you won't be able to unsee it. Here's where this stops being a history lesson. Take those 3 weapons and look at them clearly. Those are not just hunting adaptations. Those are the complete psychological profile of modern human anxiety. The relentlessness, the inability to stop pursuing a goal even when it's destroying you. Even when the rational choice is to rest, that is persistence hunting with no prey. The antelope is gone, but the pursuit mode is still running. The coalition building, the desperate need to belong, the hyper-awareness of who's in and who's out, the way social exclusion feels like a physical wound. That instinct was calibrated for a world where being cast out of the group meant death. It still fires the same way. Today, the hunting band is your social media feed, and not getting approval from people online still feel like death to some people. And the collective memory, the compulsion to build something, to leave something behind, to contribute. The ancestors who didn't feel that urgency didn't pass anything on. If you feel driven to create, to make something that outlasts you, that might not be just ambition, that's genetics. You are genetically inclined to add to the human knowledge pool. We didn't become the planet's apex predator despite being anxious, restless, and desperate to belong. We became apex predators because of exactly those traits. The anxiety is the upgrade. The loneliness is the hunting instinct. The obsession is the persistence engine. Still running, still looking for something to chase. The only question, and this is the one I want you to sit with, is not how to turn it off. It's whether you're pointing it at something worth hunting. Every system around you, every city, every institution, every piece of accumulated knowledge you can access right now was built by these 3 weapons: the restlessness, the need to belong, and the need to pass something on to the later generations. You are the latest inheritor of the most dangerous evolutionary package ever assembled. The question is, what you do with it. If you want to further explore humanity's need for belonging, next we're looking at how ancient humans decided which children belonged to the tribe and which didn't. The answer is darker than you'd expect.